Number 1. Satisfaction. The first purpose of sex was for pleasure. It is out of that pleasure that you create children, and not the other way around. Many couples today have, maybe because of our culture and what we have been made to believe by our parents, we see sex as just a way to have kids. And so when we see our partners trying to do something else, apart from that, we begin to feel they are immoral. Also, sex satisfaction is not one-sided like the way the female child has been made to believe. They tell you to make your husband happy, forgetting that the same blood that flows in him also flows in you. You also have feelings just the same the way they do. If you want to have a great sex life in your marriage, you need to begin to accept the fact that you both need to satisfy each other sexually. When having sex with your partner, you should be able to put their needs before yours. Try to give them all the pleasure that you can offer so that they, in turn, do the same to you. Most partners tend to not bother themselves about their partner's satisfaction once they have gotten satisfied with the sex, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. Even though you're satisfied, to try your best to continue staying in the game to make sure that your partner also ends up being satisfied. It doesn't have to be just you. It's because of lack of satisfaction in sex that couples indulge in adultery. When you leave your partner unsatisfied, they would try to bear for some time, but eventually they would try and look for someone who would satisfy them. Your marriage cannot fail just because you are so busy and you don't have the time to satisfy your partner. A satisfied partner sexually is a happy partner, and you would have a peaceful home. Sexual frustration is one thing you don't want to happen in your marriage. If you do not know how to satisfy your partner, you can always ask them how best you can satisfy them. You don't need to be shy. You both are already one, and there is absolutely no reason to be shy about what you like. Also, don't rush to judge them when they tell you what satisfies them. God created us differently. Number 2. Connection and care. To have a great sex life in your marriage, you need to be able to connect to your partner. Become one soul with them. Show them that you care for them in their everyday life. What makes the difference between the sex you are having from the one that random people have is because of the connection and care that you both have for each other. When there is this connection in the marriage, it becomes easy for your body to just respond and act in ways you do not expect. Your body responds in such a way because your heart is connected as one, so when you come together to meet, they just blend. When you do not have this level of connection with your partner, every single thing that they do to you will be irritating you. Instead of enjoying the process, you will be praying that they get over and done with whatever they are doing so you can have your peace. When the connection is lost, the purpose of sex turns to responsibility instead of a pleasurable activity that you just can't wait to have with your partner over and over again. You begin to lose this connection when you no longer care for your partner. You see them as some object that you can use and dispose of anytime you like. When you are also having sex, you do not care if they are hurt by what you are doing or if they are enjoying it. You simply just go on, and the only person you are concerned about is just you. When you do this, you have given the devil the opportunity he needs to enter in your home and destroy the connection you shared with your partner. If you have lost this, begin to care for your partner all over again. Care about every single detail about them. Show them love in the smallest ways you can, and that's how you get your connection and care back. Connectedness and care are very important to sex needs in your marriage. Number 3. Women should initiate sex. My dear lady, far gone are the days where they tell you you don't have the right to ask for sex from your partner, even when you are in the mood. Gone are the days when a woman initiates sex. The world concludes that you are a loose woman. The Bible made us understand that two become one, which means the very sexual needs that your husband have, you also have them, because you both are now one soul and one body. A man who loves you and sees your value would even appreciate you better when you initiate having sex. That just goes to show that you are confident in who God has made you be. Most men find sex even more interesting when you do that. Just the same way your husband has feelings and needs is the same way you have, because we are all human. It's no crime for you to initiate sex. The reason why some couples' sex life gets boring is that the man got tired of doing the same thing over and over again. You two became so familiar with the process because you have seen it all. The excitement that is supposed to be there is no longer there, but you can add spice and turn the table around when you initiate the process. Men too like to be pampered the same way they do to you. They also want to feel like your baby and be on the receiving end sometimes. Work gets stressful, and they might be too tired to start anything, but the moment you begin, they would always help you finish it. You do not need to worry about how it ends. You only need to figure out how to start. Please, change the mentality that says women are not supposed to initiate sex. He is your partner, and you have every right to his body the same way he has the right to yours. Be free to exploit every area that you fantasize about. If he is not comfortable, you can also discuss it to find what is suitable to the both of you. Number 4. Praying and going through things together. God is concerned about every single of your marriage life, including the sex part. You both are legally married before his presence, and so that gives you the license to do as you please, all to the glory of his name. You might want to think that sex is dirty business, and God should not be included in the process of trying to figure out your sex needs. But I'm telling you that that's not true. He said, "Go ye into the world and multiply." For multiplication to happen in the world, there has to be sex, so that means when you are finding it difficult to find a balance as to what to do, he is always ready to help you figure out the best way to go through things. At some point in your marriage, you might get too familiar with each other, and you lose the excitement of having a great sex life. The devil might want to use this opportunity to deceive you into having another sexual partner. It's during times like this that you need God to help you rekindle the affection you both have for one another. Apart from having sexual problems, you might also have problems that would want to take you both far from each other. The challenges that life throws at you would become so much that you no longer think about your sex needs. But as you begin to hold hands and pray together, God begins to give you the strength you need to go through that difficult situation together without losing the connection you share. Having a family to care for is not easy. Having your kids look up to you every single time is one responsibility that you both cannot handle single-handedly on your own. You need God to help you do that. Prayer is the best place to communicate with God. His ears are always open, so he will definitely hear you. A couple that prays together stays together. Don't get tired of praying. Don't give up on God. Remain close to the source as you go through difficult times in the marriage. It's not always going to be an easy ride, trying to find the balance between your sex needs and the challenges you face. But you with prayers, nothing is impossible. When you pray together, you find the peace to remain in each other's arms as you go through things together. As the years go by, couples tend to neglect the sex needs of their partner. They get carried away by other activities, forgetting that sex is a very important aspect that you need to keep burning so as not to have a manageable marriage, but an enjoyable one. Sex is not meant for only bearing of children. It was also meant for pleasure in marriage as a gift to mankind from God.